Hi everyone, alarm! We've got an aircraft coming in. We're doing a flank speed and we're doing a bit of a turn as best we can. It's a Sunderland. Flying boat. Depth charges have dropped wide, thankfully, by the she's coming about. Okay, we got a second aircraft. Oh, good God. Wait for them to make their turn, and then we'll... The second one seems a lot quicker. Maybe that's a... Whoa, where's that come from? Oh, that's close. We might have taken some damage there. I've lost the Sunderland. Where's she gone? Okay, it seems to have quieted down. There's... Dare I step off this? A bit of time has passed. We haven't had a secondary attack. So there's actually 3 aircraft in the area. 1 short Sunderland flying boat and 2 Beaufighters by the looks of things. They've dropped their payloads, and that would seem to be all they've got for us, which is okay. As we've had a little bit of peace, I think we're going to chance diving the boat, just so they lose contact with us, and then we can sneak away for a bit. They're obviously radio arc positioning, no doubt, so we will... we're currently heading west. We'll change to go south, and we'll dive the boat, I think. Yeah, let's prep for that now. Right, so here we are, down beneath the waves, just a periscope depth. We'll stay down here a little bit. Maybe we'll go down to maybe 30 meters. So we'll jump on, get the radio engineer onto the hydrophone so we can listen for any contacts maybe being sent with the radio location from those aircraft. So we're turned for south now. They're just warming up some of the torpedoes just in case we do have any action from that sighting. But I think that's just a skirmish. Nothing else to report. No damage to us. Oh, I think there was a light bit of damage. Nothing to the integrity of the hull or anything like that. That is now being repaired. And we obviously did some damage to the... well, the Sunderland at least. And I think we got a couple of hits on one of the Beaufighters as well. So, all in all, score draw. And we move on. We're going to head south. As I say, we're still in our patrol area of BF1. And we're going to try and hunt some more tonnage. We still need to do about 4,000 tons to complete our minimum for this patrol area. So we're going to be seeking to try and do that later on today. So we're going to press on. And I'll report back when we have something to report. I'll see you in a few. Hi everyone, welcome back. A bit of time has passed, and we're still south of Ireland. We're still in that sort of zone. We've completed the minimum distance we need for our patrol. But look, we've found 2 ships on their own, and they look to be Empire class. Oh, that's a sea for Liberty maybe. Difficult to tell from here. But yeah, I'll probably go Liberty on that one. Got to count the masts at the front. It's got 2. So maybe it's not a Liberty. Hang on, let's have a look. What was that one? So it could be an E-class, for sure. So Liberty's got two. I would say that was probably a Liberty. You have to, I can't. It's got an American flag. I think I can make out. So yeah, most look at all the anti-aircraft guns and the deck guns that ship's got on it. That's an American ship. Yeah. So that is most likely going to be a Liberty freighter for about 7,000 tons, which will be enough to smash our minimum requirement. Then we've got an Empire Explorer, I think. Yeah, I believe so. An Empire Explorer as well, which is another 5,000 tons plus, which is good. Right, so what we can do, let's get the go to the map section and do a speed calculation. Okay, so here's the Liberty. Let's get our stopwatch up. Let's get the marker. Let's mark on the funnel, and we'll do a minute's timing as we always do, and then work out the projected speed. Sorry, put my teeth in. As you can see, enemy shoot from our requirements up here. We've got just under 6,000 tons already killed in the last patrol log. So yeah, another 4,000, just over 4,000. We should be smashing that, which is great. Obviously, it all adds up to money and resource and stuff we can then equip our boat with and help us in the long run. Because I would like to get a full... Oh, can you imagine a full torpedo bay full of T5 acoustic homing torpedoes? That would be that'd be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. There you go, almost there. There we go. So that distance is 171 meters, which translates to 185 is 6 meters, 154 is 5 meters, so 5.5 knots. 5.5 newts. Good. Nice. So we've got a little bit of time to pass before they get into range. What do we have here? We've got a T3, T3, T1, T1. Okay. I think we've got the snorkel up, haven't we? We do. I'm going to put the snorkel down so that it doesn't give away our position. We've got the periscope up, but we're going to chance that. It's got a smaller head, so it's more difficult to see. Okay, right, we're going to chance a bit of periscope height, and we're going to plot the ships in. Right, so this is looks like an Empire Tower actually. It's smooth down there, so I'm going to actually say I retract my original statement of a Explorer. No, it's not a tower. Look at the chimney. It's got to be an Explorer. Yeah, okay. 123 meters. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'll probably just fire one torpedo at this, to be fair. Right, let's get the calculations and get the TDC ready to go. So we know the speed is 5 and a bit knots, so we'll put it on 5 and a smidgen. 5 and a smidgen, perfect. Angle of bow. So with the angle of bow, let's just do a nice. We're not going to use the attack disc. We do. A lot of people use the attack disc, which is obviously built in, but I like to do it this way. Just the way I do it. I'm not saying it's the best way or the right way. It's just the way I do it. 2,156 meters is the range and 67 degrees. So it's 67 degrees to the port. 67, perfect. Is that in the middle of the ship? Bang on. Right, lock, track, and 2,100 and... So it'll be 2.5, so it's going to be about there. Perfect. Speed, range, thing, boom. Track, gun. Good. Right. What we'll get a T3 torpedo at her, so they don't see the bubbles from the propulsion. She's an electric torpedo. And the two T1 torpedoes will fire at the Liberty, and we'll do them at a little bit quicker pace, so it doesn't matter if she sees them or not. Put that down a little bit. And just bring it under the waves, so it's not making any white water. Low discipline apparently. I'll leave it there, so that's not going to affect the... So we can watch the gyro angle work its way out. Almost there. And then we'll get a good shot. And before you know it, as soon as we lose those, we'll switch to the Liberty and calculate the solution and fire. Right, a bit of time has passed. They're actually preheating number 3. We're probably close enough that we can have a good, accurate shot. We'll probably just bring it up slightly. Oh, the Liberty's there. So one thing we didn't calculate for is the Liberty crossing our path. I thought we'd have a little bit more time. I recognise. What was that? I didn't get the Liberty's 134. Oh, I balled that up slightly. Didn't take into consideration, because she was slightly ahead, so I thought, it's because the angle we're at, isn't it? I should have thought about that. That's my bad. So she's 1,200, almost 1,300 meters, and a 92%, 92 angle of bow. Right, so 92. Let's lock that in. Mark that. We know her speed. The range was 1,300 meters, which is about there. We'll fire 2 T3s at the Liberty then. She was 134, wasn't she? 120, 30-ish 4. There we go. 6 degrees. Imagine that a little bit less. As soon as tube 1 is ready to go, we will fire. Right, torpedoes away. We're now going to concentrate back on the Empire Explorer here. We know her speed. We know her what designation she is. We're going to come back for our angle about, and then we'll get a torpedo loose as soon as possible. We drifted back a little bit actually. Got a bit of backwards momentum, it would seem. Angle about is 96. So let's untangle all this and get this to 90. It's 95 anyway, so there you go. 96 is a bit. That'll do. Range we had down as just under 2,000. Smidgen under 2,000. Perfect. And what do we have in the torpedo tubes? We have tube 4 ready to go, and maybe we will stick that at 40 knots. There we go, and that's almost ready to fire. Perfect. As soon as tube 4 is ready to go, we'll launch. Go. Okay, we had a slight issue where the first two torpedoes obviously got good impacts on the Liberty, and that of course slowed her quite instantly actually, which meant she didn't travel the expected distance to clear the torpedo we fired at this ship here. End result is all three torpedoes hit the Liberty ship, and this Empire ship managed to get away with it, and so far this choppy sea is making my shooting woeful. There we go, managed to hit the deck for once. We've only got armor piercing, so we're just going to have to try and fill her as many holes as possible. And get the water in. Alright, we'll slow down, hopefully try and stabilise the boat to allow us to get some better shots away. Concentrating on the rear of the ship as always. One of the weakest points. The weakest link is my gunnery skills, it would seem. Oh, woeful. Let's try and aim for some bigger things. Get some holes down the side. So I'm trying to get the waterline, but in this choppy water is really difficult, really challenging. But I don't want to use all the torpedoes because I think, what if we run into another little small convoy like this, like 2 or 3 ships, we'll want to get the best out of them, won't we? Right, we're turning to come behind her. Oh, there goes a mast. I think she's already looking heavier towards the rear, isn't she? I think so. Yeah, the water's starting to lap over the rear deck. Yeah, fire's going as well now. Right, hopefully this will be accumulating damage faster than they can repair it. There, oh, she's well aflame now. We'll hold off and watch the fire do its work. Okay, they have abandoned ship, as you can see there, but the ship seems to be stuck in this kind of position, which sometimes happens. We'll just encourage it to finish the job and go down. Put a few holes, let the air come out. There she goes. Any of you guys want to come aboard, or are you going to take your chances in the dinghy? Take your chances in the dinghy. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll leave you to it. Right. 2 good kills. That'll take us over our minimum tonnage. But we're not done yet. We still have more torpedoes. So we'll go on the hunt once more. There's all the life rafts from the Liberty ship that went down. Wait. Okay, you can see all the life rafts and stuff from the flotsam jetsam from where the Liberty ship was sunk. You just had to cry out from the watchman. What have they seen? Probably a destroyer coming. No, it's another Empire ship. And a tanker. And another Empire ship, or maybe it. Oh, hell's bells. Right. Periscope depth. Periscope depth. Hopefully they haven't seen us.
Hochseerohrtiefe.
Hi everyone. Right, we've been watching this. This tanker is slowing down. Maybe it's the maybe they're picking up survivors. But whatever it is, yeah. But whatever it is, I hope they haven't spotted us. Right, let's get the periscope up a little bit. Right, there is the one we were looking at earlier. Right, so we've got 5 knots in there. We had her range in there. Let's work out her angle of bow. So I think we get a torpedo away at her. We need to get a torpedo away at her. That one is going to change direction. Oh yes, look, that's why she's slowed down. It is the Wait, are they empty? Have they rescued them? Oh, that would be amazing if they picked up survivors. That would be amazing. I don't think it has. It's probably just the way it works out. But anyway, let's work out the angle of bow. That's pretty cool. Even if it hasn't, we just think it does. That's still. It would explain why they slow down and stuff as well. That's brilliant. Range is 2,000 meters, and she's got an angle of bow of 65. So we get this in 65, 65, yeah. Get that locked in, lovely. 2,000 meters, wasn't it? Was it 2,000? I can't see, the waves are so strong at the moment. 2,000 meters, yeah. Okay, great. So she's good to fire. So what we got? A T1, T2. We'll get the T2 flooded. Is that actually flooded or not? No, it wasn't. Just the signaling glitched out a little bit. Right. Make sure we got her in the middle. Yeah, fire. Tube 4 away. They're loading a T5 into that one. Excellent. That's going to be exciting. Now, next target. I think we will... we don't know what speed... Maybe let's go back up to 5 knots? We don't know. I think we target this one next. Right, there she is then. That looks like an NA1. An NA1 freighter. Yeah, it is. Recognize that. We'll get tube angle of bow. So her angle of bow is 32, and she's got 1,081 meters as the range. So 32. Yep, good, and a range of 1,000 meters, just over 1,000 meters, wasn't it? Excellent. Right, we'll wait till that's flooded and we'll fire straight away. The graphic is slightly glitched there. Now the tanker. Or maybe we target... That's an American NA1. Okay, we'll target the tanker next. Try and get her identified. Right, is it a T2 tanker, first of all? She's got crane, building thingy with an aerial, another crane mast. You can't see the little details. Could well be that. Obviously there's no data in there for the T2, so let's hope it's not a T2 because we won't get any credit for it. Well, we'll get credit for sinking the ship, but we won't get any tonnage credit. Is it Dale class? I don't see these cutouts in the hull. It's not an OE class either. War class, no. Wave class? Possibly. Let's go back to the T2 and compare that to the wave class. Oh, it's not the T2 either, I don't think. I think it could be a wave class. We'll go with a wave. I'll go with the wave. One thing I didn't do is check the... actually, oil tankers. We've managed to hit oil tankers once, and they tend to have internal explosions, and that's it, isn't it? So maybe 144. We'll get that put into the machine anyway. But maybe we'll hold off firing 2 torpedoes. Right, let's work out her angle of bow. Okay, so it's going to be 26. Yep. And 1400. Just below there. Right. What have we got here? T1, T1. We'll get T1 loaded. So I'm going to chance 1 torpedo. What should we get 2? Oh, heck. It is a, what, you know, it is a oil tanker. So, got a little bit of time to wait, yeah. See how those other torpedoes are getting on. Unbelievably, they have just both missed. Not by much. I snuck behind both of those ships. Now, annoyingly, that's 2 torpedoes gone, of course, but again, she's going to run interference with the tanker. So let's... So we'll bring the periscope down so she doesn't see us, and hopefully we get it. She'll go past, and we can get a shot at the tanker. And then we can always finish up with the homing torpedo to try and get one of the NA-1s. Oh, I can't believe we missed that. Okay, 287 meters. They have sped up. That is why those torpedoes missed. 287. That is 9 and a bit knots. That is why we missed them. That is why. Right, with that in mind, let's lock this NA-1 freighter. We've got her locked in. We know she's now doing, was it 9 knots? Let's get her angle of bow. Angle of bow is 111. No. So angle of bow is 112 and 600 meters range. Obviously, torpedo is it's not a great angle. Oh, it needs to be warmed up again. Damn. So let's get that fire. And then we can concentrate back on the tanker behind. Get tube 1 flooded, which is a T5 torpedo. Okay, we could just roughly fire it in that direction once this one's sorted out the way, hopefully. Ah, the plot thickens. They've slowed down. Unbelievable. Right. Unbelievable. I think it's because there's debris in the way and they're stopping and starting and it's just causing havoc with us. Get that locked in. We're going to nudge that down a fraction. Now, what was the range? The range was 1,700 meters. Sorry, 1,170 meters. About there. Now we've got a T5 loaded, so there's every chance we're going to fire at this one, but it may go after the NA-1. And that's fine. If that is the case, we'll then fire this one. So keep an eye. This is a acoustic homing torpedo. She's gone for the NA-1. Yep, I think she's gone for the NA-1, which is fine. Right, with that freighter out the way, we've been calculating this one, still tracking. Now with the other T5, it should pick up the freighter, sorry, the tanker, rather than anything else. Now I'm hoping it doesn't still register. Oh, it's gone under the waves. It shouldn't register any further noise from that ship. Maybe the breaking of the hull, but the noise of the engines of the tanker should hook it up. We will see. It's a good test for these T5s. Okay, that's very interesting. So we fired the torpedo at the tanker and it veered to the first NA-1 freighter which had already sunk, but then sort of unlatched itself from there, and rather going back to the tanker, it picked up the NA-1 all the way over there and it sunk that one. Very interesting indeed. So we've got the Norwegian ship over there. We've still got this tanker over here. Okay, once unsurprisingly the Ziggin and Zaggin ships, the torpedo fell wide, but we're not done yet. We've still got armor-piercing shot in the deck gun, and we also have high explosive and armor-piercing shot in the anti-aircraft guns, which we could use to start fires on the deck of the freighter. I think once we've got a fire going, the freighter is pretty much will consume itself in fire. Not so worried about the Norwegian ship there. Obviously we got the two American NA-1 freighters which had the radio masts to get some long distance radio transmissions away to report our location. So we should be relatively easy, although yeah, we are only just south of Ireland. We're not a million miles in the away from British forces, so need to be a little bit careful. Okay, a little bit of time has passed. I wanted to see if that had done any damage, and as you can see, it has definitely. You can see the waterline now on the hull, the painted waterline, that is. If we, sink her by filling her with water rather than making her explode, then it doesn't bother me. I'm happy either way.
Fire on deck.
Yes. Whoa, there we go. Finally. That's what we wanted. We probably don't want to be too close to this.
Hüllenbruch, Sie sinken.
Nice. And reclaim a tanker. How's the Norwegian ship over there? Sad sight with the empty lifeboats being cast aside. With those explosions, there is the crew have managed to get off. Good, good. You fear with those explosions that, you know, they may take them off. But no, there's 4 life rafts of survivors, which is probably the skeleton crew she was operating with. Fantastic. Right. It's a lucky day for that Norwegian ship over there. We're out of torpedoes. We got 1 in the rear, but we're going to use that just for defense to get us home. And we're out of deck gun ammo as well, pretty much. So we're going to start heading back to base and reporting all that we've done on this mission. I'll see you in a while. Oh, I'm safely back in La Rochelle we come, under the cover of this horrible storm, which is perfect for us. It means that there's going to be no air raids or anything nasty surprises. It's always nice to come under a blanket of cover as well. Let's go and report into the BDU and see what they think of our latest patrol. Okay, here we are then. Mission summary of the patrol to BF1. Reward 16,000 plus a whole reputation point. Tonnage sunk on this patrol, 33,556 tons. Imagine if I could aim a torpedo. Time, 12 days, 2 hours at sea. Distance traveled, 26,346.8 kilometers. We sunk the Empire Lightning Empire Explorer freighter for 5,816 tons. We did indeed sink a T2 tanker. And we don't get any tonnage for that because for whatever reason it's not pulling the data through. We also sunk the SS Frank Liberty freighter for 7,212 tons. The Empire Lathe Empire Tower freighter for 4,189 tons. The USS Proteus NA1 freighter for 2,253 tons. The NA1 freighter, no name, 2,252 tons, and the Dinsdale Dale class tanker for 11,834 tons. Nice. So that's a slight disappointment, that one, but apart from that, that is not a bad haul at all. Traveled 2,500 kilometers inside the marked area. Done. Sink enemy trade ships worth 10,000 tons. 33,556. Exceedingly done well. Brilliant. Right, with that done, we'll let the crew get some rest and they'll get resupplied, ready to go next week for a further patrol. Thank you so much for joining the crew of U-764 for her continued adventures. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit that thumbs up. It really does help the series and the channel grow. And if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe and tickle the bell so you get the latest notification of when the next video is released so you don't miss it. Wonderful. Thank you so much for all your support. Take care. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.